If you're watching this video, the chances are you're going to fall into one of two different categories. Category 1 are those who want to know what the Q8C is like, how it performs, is it worth the 4K price tag. Category 2, well, they're more interested in how Samsung's QLED compares to the OLED displays offered by LG and Sony. I want to address the second group first. So the main benefit when it comes to OLED panels is the incomparable contrast level afforded to it by the technology's ability to display true blacks, something that LCD cannot do. What this means is when it comes to HDR classification, OLED only needs to pump out 540 nits of peak brightness, whereas QLED or LCD needs to be able to display 1000 minimum. What Samsung have done with their QLED TV is they've said, well, we can't match the level of blacks on offer, but we're going to offer the deepest ever available on LCD, and we're going to offer 1500 nits of peak brightness, which means it's an incredibly impressive display to behold. Essentially, the way to look at it is that LCD is tried and tested technology, and Samsung are pushing it to the absolute limits. OLED is relatively new, and there's a lot more to come from it. So, while OLED's future is undoubtedly incredibly bright, the Samsung QLED technology is arguably brighter, at present at least. Anyway, which side of the fence you fall upon is essentially down to you, and I would recommend looking at them both in the flesh, but wait a second. But honestly, I don't want to talk about what QLED isn't, I want to talk about what it is. That's the purpose of this video, and so first group, back to you.
Firstly, you may ask, why do I keep referencing LCD when Q8C is clearly a QLED? Well, that's the thing. The QLED is actually an LCD panel but with LED backlighting. QLED is in fact a curious combination of redesign and revolution from its earlier SUHD range. Yeah, so many acronyms, it's not going to get better. So why get rid of the SUHD name if the technology is so similar? Well, firstly, SUHD was a crap name, if for no other reason than the term UHD is already the name for a resolution slightly below 4K. So I mean, what's that, super slightly below 4K? Yeah. Secondly, OLED is a buzzword at the moment, and in rebranding, Samsung couldn't have come up with an acronym closer to OLED if they tried. Is that intentional? Of course it bloody is. If nothing else, QLED is likely to encourage confused customers to look a little closer at Samsung's sets, rather than disregard the good things that Samsung has done, all because they read that OLED is the next big thing. Sidestepping jargon and approaching from the perspective of the couch, visual performance is incredibly impressive. Stunningly bright and vivid colours are present in both SDR and HDR modes. An HDR Plus mode is available to turn SDR pictures into something resembling HDR contrast levels, though I found the SDR standalone performance so impressive that the HDR Plus was unwarranted. If anything, it made the images a little busy. While it does do an admirable job with the HD SDR content, with my PS4 Pro plugged in, it is immediately clear that this television was made for the 4K HDR experience. Wonderfully bright, beautifully rich colours and deep blacks created the most stunningly detailed 4K images, even in the most motion-heavy sequences. Acronyms aside, the Q8C is a sight to behold. Brutally thin, brushed metallic bezels frame an elegantly curved QLED screen, and Samsung's 360 design ethos is evident from every angle. With the brushed metal design extending beyond the frame and around the back, prospective owners are surely encouraged to consider treating the television as a centerpiece rather than just wedging it in the corner of their room. Put simply, this is a television set that looks as good from the back as it does the front, as good switched off as it does switched on. The minimalist design aesthetic doesn't end with the curve either, with the glossy black One Connect box acting as a remote hub for all external connections and connected to the television through a single fibre optic cable. Simply, it offers the closest thing to a wireless connection possible. The accompanying smart remote's design matches that of the television, a smooth slab of brushed metal adorned by the absolute bare minimum number of buttons that Samsung could afford. To make up for this lack of buttons, the remote is kitted out with an internal microphone, and the Q8C's voice recognition software is surprisingly competent. In fact, it's intuitive to the point where I found navigating between different sources was quicker using voice commands rather than using buttons to navigate the smart menu. Not only that, but we began just trying to guess commands to see where the mic's limitations lay. Samsung smartphone users also have the option to control the television using their phone. While this is an impressive feature, it's nothing compared to the other phone integration features, including the ability to broadcast your phone screen to the television, and, perhaps even more impressively, the television screen to your phone. Now, the term smart television gets thrown around a lot, and often that can just mean a few streaming apps thrown in at the last minute. What you'll find with the Q8C extends far beyond just a few streaming applications. Instead, you've got a plethora of customizable services on offer, but more impressively, a fully integrated cable box and DVR experience. In a level of integration that I haven't seen since Microsoft's ill-fated Xbox Kinect, you can control every aspect of your cable box and DVR through the TV remote or using your voice. It's incredibly useful and an impressive party trick. You may question the kind of parties that I go to, but hey, if that means I can find Silicon Valley that much quicker, then I guess I'm okay with that. Overall, the Q8C delivers in every conceivable area. As an addition to your living room, it's a stunningly elegant piece that demands attention. Visually, the QLED screen handles everything you can throw at it, producing beautifully rich, natural colours and intense blacks. It's not cheap, but for those wanting a TV that'll impress whether the power is on or off, the Q8C fits the bill perfectly. If OLED really is the future, then with the Q8C, Samsung have created the most impressive argument imaginable to reconsider the present. Thank you so much for watching our review of the Samsung Q8C QLED television. I hope you found it beneficial. I hope it gave you some food for thought. Maybe you went and bought it after watching this. Maybe you didn't buy it after this. Maybe you're watching it on the television itself and you're just trying to justify that purchase. Either way, I hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you liked it. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I've also done some reviews of other things like this, and there are links on the screen right now if I've done it right. And yeah, there'll be more coming as well. So thanks very much for watching and see you soon.